All good?
We're here.
What's up, my neighbor?
Welcome to tonight's podcast. This been a drama week.
It's been a busy week. When you ask me how my week is, I'm gonna try and downplay it, but oh my God, it's been just busy, hectic.
We even had like a million technical difficulties here.
Oh yeah.
Get it all set up, and just the audio and everything just wasn't having it.
Well, I mean, it just, for some reason, there were a couple tweaks made, and I swear that just turned into a goat roping.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say that on
I think
YouTube,
so.
right?
Yeah, and you know what? If they like us, they like us. If they don't, they don't. I
That's
don't
right.
care.
That's right.
So tell me about your week.
Just jam-packed. Don't have a whole lot to say about the end of last week, but then the kids went and played with their parents on Saturday. Then we got them back Sunday. We introduced them to Defy. Have y'all been to Defy yet?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a I want to say trampoline park, kind of like launching pad, but I mean this place has got a zip line.
Oh wow!
It's got a separate section for under 8.
G. Norris, is this better? I don't know if we're peeking out or not. I told you we were having all kinds of issues today.
Is it because I'm moving my head?
Yeah, it's rattling. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
How about that? Is that better, guys?
Can you hear me now? But yeah, I mean we took the kids out to Defy out on Hirschberger Road, and it's just it's got a little ninja course. The girls have found those gymnastic silks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yeah. Anytime you take them in now, yeah, they're just on the silks for an hour.
Oh wow.
But I mean they've got.
She said it got worse, so let's try this again. We'll go hold tight. We've held you up more today, so we just go continue.
Right.
How about now?
Hello. Hello.
Is that any better? Is one better than the other?
Still doesn't sound quite right on the audio side. You can turn it back up. Just sounded like on input peak problem.
All right. We had to adjust it. Every week we have to adjust that thing. And
That's right.
Whatever reason it doesn't save.
This is how we make you a part of our podcast. You got to walk us through the technical difficulties.
All two of you. So let's get back to your week.
Yeah, but took the kids to Defy on Sunday, and the girls love it. They found those silks that poor Layla getting started just could not get in it, couldn't get it going. By the time we left, she's getting like 3 rings up and then just flopping all down in one. And then Monday, Layla, after Defy and all that, I don't know if it was Defy or if it was the food or just what, but she just wasn't feeling good at all. And so I ended up having to keep her home from school on Monday, which I love her with all my heart. She is my shadow.
Right.
But God, having her at the house all day, it can be draining by yourself.
Well, that kind of, so Monday jacked you up, and then we talked yesterday, and I was like, hey, I'll be in the office in just a few minutes, and then.
Yep, nope. Roanoke County decided to do a 3-hour early dismissal yesterday, which under normal circumstances is okay. It's fine.
Right.
Teachers need a break sometimes. They need to, grade papers or put together something. I'll go with you. But next Wednesday?
Out again?
No. Well, I mean, they have to show up because it's conference day. But how many conferences are you getting in elementary school?
But the kids are out again.
Yeah.
That seems like, especially when wintertime hits, it seems like every other week you have a half day or a whole day you're out.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it'll snow, and it seems like every Monday or every Wednesday or every Friday you get that school delay or they don't go at all because of the weather.
Right, and it's just one of those things where it's all fine and good, but when January and February are coming, you got New Year's, you got Martin Luther King Day, you got President's Day, you got there's like 17 federal holidays in 2 or 3 months that you take off. It's just
where we homeschool, we don't tell Tegan when there's holidays. Right. Unless she's waiting on something from the mail, then we got to be like, yeah, today's President's Day. You don't get
the mail doesn't run.
Yeah, but other than that, we're just like, we're not going to talk about the holidays.
but yeah, so then Monday I had her home, and everybody went to school on Tuesday. She got to go to the pumpkin patch. She brought home a pumpkin, so she was happy. But I'm in car line, possibly a hair early.
Old dude tried to fight you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I was on time, but, which is a little early. So about 10 minutes before they bring all the other kids out, the nurse brings Jonathan out to the car.
Oh, wow.
He's not feeling too good. I love y'all. Y'all are killing me.
With our kids, the nurse, because we had 5,
right.
The nurse knew to call us and be like, hey, Rob, Gunner, or Canyon, or whoever,
right.
They're not feeling real well. What do you want to do? And I'm like, I get on the phone. What's really going on?
Right.
And usually it was something different, or like the time the school called, Madison forgot her lunch.
Right.
So I was like, okay, being a realtor, we go
Fine.
those schedules.
Right.
But I'm like, hey, I'll bring you your lunch. So I grab her lunch bag off the counter, start headed, get almost, she's at Hidden Valley Middle, then almost get that way. And I look in her bag, I'm like, damn, that thing's kind of light.
She hadn't packed it.
Oh, no, she packed it. Cocoa Puffs.
Nice.
Just Cocoa Puffs. And
I
so
like it.
Me being the dad that I am, I'm like, oh, she can't eat just Cocoa Puffs. So I swing through McDonald's and get her a real meal. Well, not
right.
a meal.
Right.
So she didn't have to just eat Cocoa Puffs.
An actual lunch.
I know that first time a teacher sees her sitting there eating Cocoa Puffs for lunch, they're going to be like, oh, social services probably need to get involved.
Right.
So, go.
Are they feeding you at home, baby?
That's right. Junior said he was guilty of the school calls. He was, and I think all of them did it at some point. They would get, sometimes it was tests, and it was hardly ever that they were truly sick.
Right.
So, but no, they still mess you. I mean, it messes up, especially because we schedule our time from this time to this time because we got to get them off the bus or get them up at school.
Right.
And so that's like jam-packed with everything we can do.
Right. And I will sit here, whine, complain, and moan because, that's what us parents do. That being said, not everybody's got a realtor at their house.
Right.
How does this go?
For other parents?
Yeah.
Yeah. What other parents, like when I was at Verizon, there was no, hey, I got to go home.
Exactly.
It was, hey, you got to have a backup plan. And then if my backup plan was bad, you got to have a backup to the backup to the backup.
Right.
So,
yeah, because, when I was in, like, fuel terminals or a chemical plant, you can't have a phone and all that. So somebody could die. Y'all will let me know when I get to the house.
That's right.
I don't have my phone.
When my phone reboots, out of the car, we'll have to talk about it. But yeah, those half days and no days, they mess me up.
Well, and I know that part of it is my fault. I know they sent out a calendar. I just know they're going to give me 2-3 days notice. But I usually find out like that day or the day before. So
Gunner said there was a time that he was where he was and wasn't believed until he threw up in the living room floor to the bathroom. Yeah.
Don't feel bad. My dad didn't believe I was sick one time too, and made me cut the grass before I could go in my bedroom and lay down. Yeah, they took my temperature. It was 102.5.
Oh wow, that's crazy. But I can say this.
I felt bad for an hour.
We had 32 kids, 42 kids, but they were all really good about when they were sick making it to the bathroom. I knew that if it was the hallway or the living room, they just couldn't make it.
Right.
My ex-brother-in-law, Sam, I think he was like 13, 14. We had some new furniture. They were visiting from Chesapeake. in Roanoke. And
Chesapeake ain't raised right anyway.
I know. But he was not feeling well, and he's laying on the couch. Can I tell you that boy, whatever, he couldn't even, he didn't get up off the couch. He turned his head into the cushions, threw up all down into the cushions, like into the corner. Yeah, and then the excuse was,
you'd be homeless.
Oh yeah, and then the excuse was, oh, he never gets sick. He didn't know really what to do. What? You get it somewhere besides there.
Yeah, grown ass man, go to the door.
13, you gotta know better than that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. What else went on this week? I know. Was it Tuesday? You were busy because Mom had lunch. She was hanging out with her friends.
Yeah. Well, I had to leave here because we had something being delivered to the house that you had to have somebody had to sign for, and my adult that is usually at the house was going out with the other blue hairs for lunch because she couldn't, because the main one that drives couldn't be there today. Her daughter had rotator cuff surgery this morning.
Oh, no.
So it was just, but the daughter's home. I think she's probably halfway recovered. I haven't heard that the anesthesia is worn off, but I know her husband is tired. So.
David Ryder and I were talking about your mom, and I know that she wasn't feeling well.
Good or bad?
That was all good. We were just happy to see that she's feeling good enough to go out with friends and all that, because I know she'd been sick and she lost her leg.
Right.
Lots of things have happened to her.
Yeah.
And so we were just glad to be like, oh, I'm going out with friends.
Oh yeah. Like 2 or 3 times this week. She gets out more than I do.
That's right. That's awesome. I guess this message, this was from Gunner with the brother-in-law throwing up in the, in the couch cushions.
So how about your week?
Just as busy. I bet we had 600 pounds of candy come this week. I know we got 2 gigantic bags of Bit of Honeys.
Nice.
How Mary liked those?
She liked it. She got 1 piece, and the
girls
got
one.
the rest.
No, I'm just kidding. Got to get you back on that. I only sent 1, Mary. But and we keep looking up because we decided to move my computer monitor from my office in here so that we could both see, and it's still a little high. So you see us going like her neck.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to look at the camera, trying to do the right thing, but the laptop screen is a little higher than that, so.
But yeah, so we got so much candy in this week, and we've decided we don't know where to put it all.
I got 3 kids.
That's right. Yeah, they ain't gonna last long. And then today we got, I think, 9 or 10 50-pound boxes of taffy.
Oh God.
And we got eggnog taffy, hot chocolate.
Have you tried the eggnog?
I haven't. No, I made it in time to carry it down the steps before it's time to come here.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That poor delivery guy, I went ahead and gave him some free candy from our stash because he carried them all.
That poor kid.
Yeah. I was like, hey, you want some candy? We run a business, and this is where candy's from.
The van's in the back.
Yeah. So the farmer's market this week was a little slow again just because.
Mary said her staff loves them.
Nice. Have your staff put in an order too.
Yep.
Their money's good with me. But
I know where he works.
That's right. I could bring whatever you'd like. We have some new things going on. Plus, we got a new freeze dryer this week.
Okay.
Since our last, I think I had it in the back of the car our last show.
Right.
And so we got it up and running. Had to have our friend Chris that does a lot of our checklist, stuff for real estate. He's awesome. I called him or texted him Tuesday or maybe Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday morning or late Monday night. I was like, hey, we keep kicking a breaker because we have both of them running in the same room. Right. And we keep kicking a breaker. And so he came over Tuesday night. Okay. And within 45 minutes, he had a new new breaker and some new electric run into that room. Gotcha. Now we put it in the ceiling.
That's not an option in our box.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily we had room because like I don't know what I'm going to do, but let me pull his box. And he looked, and we had enough room for it. But so he did new electrical, and they've been running good. So now we need to figure out how to cool off the room because the two pumps get up to about 100, 165 degrees where they just run. And that's typical what they do, but now the room's warm.
Right.
And so we're like,
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's gone good. We
that may work out for the winter.
Oh yeah, we'll open the door and let it heat the house.
That's right.
Absolutely, save some money. But we have apples and bananas running.
Good deal.
So I'm excited about that.
I haven't tried the bananas yet, but the bananas, good things.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Absolutely. So we're gonna do all organic to what we can.
Right.
And then whatever's in season, we'll be able to buy locally. Like I went, oh good Lord, I went to Eikenberry's yesterday.
Okay.
So Tegan's farm school's out in Fincastle, so right there in Troutville is Eikenberry. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll swing by Eikenberry's and we'll grab some apples so we can get them processed and get them in the freeze dryer. That way, hopefully by this weekend, I'll have some for market.
Right.
So I'm all excited. I get up there. I typically get our apples from Wade's out in the Willis area.
Right.
And I didn't realize the difference until yesterday. When you pick up your apples at Wade's, they come in the boxes.
Right.
You pick up your apples at Eikenberry's, they're in these bags with handles.
Right.
You think the handles would be
strong enough
to hold.
Right.
They weren't. So here I am running just on time. I'm not an hour early or anything to farm school, but here I am running right on time, walking through the thing, carrying my 1.5 bushels of apples.
Right.
The handles break on all 3 bags. Oh, God. Apples all over the parking lot. I'm trying to pick them up, put them in the bag. I go to pick the bag up, the bag rips, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm walking through the parking lot carrying just armfuls of apples.
A 1.5 bushels of apples here.
So I learned next time I have to bring a tote with me, but I'll probably just go to Wade's just to get my apples. Nothing bad with Eikenberry's. It's just those aren't very conducive to carrying a 1/2 bushel of apples. Right. Just awful. Right. I think other than that, just busy. Tegan has gotten more independent in school, which is awesome. But you got to kind of keep an eye on her to make sure she's staying on task. But she's 6th grade, so
she's 12. What do you want?
There's nothing. That's just what she does. Luckily, knock on wood, she hasn't learned to cheat yet.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Because one day I said, "You're not cheating on that, are you?" She goes, "I don't even have the answers." I was like, "Okay."
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's right behind her is the answer.
Right.
That's exactly right there. and I think that they just approved an increase on AP for
you don't say.
Another whatever. Yeah, so it's supposed to increase by $25 for the average family. Right. Now we know that running one machine, and this is why people are like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring you some Skittles you can run." That's just not how that works. Yeah. But so to run the one machine, it costs anywhere between $1.50 a day to $2.50 a day. So now we're running 2 machines. So we can look at an increase of our electric bill about $100. Right. $100 to $150 a month. Just on the electric. That isn't the wear and tear on the machine. You got to change the oil after every 6 or 7. Yeah. But people are forever going, "Hey, I'll bring you some stuff to freeze." That's just not how it works. Right. And I talked to a.
Now, if you let me know this is what you want, I may go get some and I'll schedule it.
Yeah, and then there's going to be a nominal charge for it too. Right. We can't, just run it for free. And I talked to a farmer at the farmers market this weekend, and he was talking. He's like, "Oh yeah, my friend has a freeze dryer, and I was going to bring over a bunch of stuff to freeze dry." And the friend wanted to charge me. Ours has 5 trays. It's the medium one. And that friend had 5 trays, and the friend wanted to charge them 1 tray of whatever they were running. Man, I think that's a good deal. You're only go get a 1/5 of what I'm bringing. Okay, cool. Right. Dude was all bent all out of shape. He's like, "No, that's I'd rather." Okay, cool, peace. Yeah. That's you can get a freeze dried.
Exactly.
But that's.
Do you have any idea what I am invested in here?
Yeah, I mean the machine itself's $3,500. Right. That's not including all the other stuff.
Right.
But yeah, so he was mad that the friend.
And
was
then,
waiting on
and
it
then you
for
tell
free.
your wife what the candy cost, and
Yeah.
hey,
No.
all right, let's buy 300 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. My wife is she's on top of it with the candy stuff.
Is
She's
she?
like, hey, I want to do this, or like we're going to be at the Berglund Center December 2nd and 3rd, and she has already ordered like little cutesy Christmas little things that we can put candy in, and we got these one things. They're ornaments, and they're a little small. And I was like, and I think really the only candy we have are the bite-size sweet tarts. Have you had those?
No.
Oh, they're good, but freeze-dried, they're even better.
Okay.
I like them better than our Skittles,
Okay.
actually. But they're teeny tiny, and
Right.
so they'll fit in. We'll be able to do those probably. I don't know that anything else will fit in there like that.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, and I think between the bit of honey and what you brought me to try on Tuesday,
mhm,
I think those two were probably my favorite.
yeah,
As far as the candy, the banana by itself is kind of hard to beat.
yeah, it is good.
It really is.
And I cut them a little thinner this time, so they would be a little crispier. So the thicker it is, it's not spongy, but it's not as crisp.
Right, not as
And
crunchy.
so I've learned, and so hopefully I used a slicer on our apples.
Okay.
So I just cored them out, and then I took the slicer and went, nah.
Right.
And that way, I used the guard, so
Right.
wouldn't slice off my fingers. Selena was
Let's
pretty
try
happy
now.
with that. Yeah, she got me a banana cutter too. I haven't tried that, but I'm just over. So,
We're working them nice skills for macadamia.
yeah, end up losing a knuckle of all my luck.
Right.
It's awful. But other than that, we got good news this week that, or not good news, because I like the South County farmers market.
Right.
I've learned a lot there, and it's allowed me to know what I need, what I don't need, and things like that. But we got news this week that's starting this weekend. We'll be at the South County again, and then starting November 4th, we'll actually be at downtown farmers market.
Nice.
So-
Nice.
And they got them nice cement tables and everything like
Right.
that too. So
Right.
that should be fun.
Little
But,
covering.
yeah, but no, I'm excited about that, and I think we'll have a lot more foot traffic.
Well, and if the guy is still out there with the cinnamon roasted pecans,
Mhm.
let me know.
Okay.
I love that man. I love his pecans. And pecans is as far as I'm going.
That's right. I don't love the man, but I like the pecan.
Right.
This week has been kind of weird in the news part of it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just if we didn't notice as much because of how busy our weeks were otherwise. But yeah, we're a little news light this week. But hopefully y'all like it.
That's right. And Gunnar said it'll be nice to be downtown.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
Little
we
hard-
definitely need that.
A little harder to park, but
Well, no, I get a parking spot.
Oh, nice.
Yep, I get to back my car right up into our spot.
Okay.
And then I can work from the car, which is nice. We can kind of keep our totes probably under, but then Tegan,
Right.
if she gets cold, she can bring a blanket and sit on the tailgate part.
Right.
So, no, I think it'll be
Okay.
a lot easier setup. We are trying to ramp up for the holidays and for the Berglund Center because
Right.
they said anywhere between 4,500 to 5,000 people come through there.
Right.
And so if you go on the 10% rule, 10 to 20% rule, we're going to sell 450 to 800 bags of candy.
That won't suck.
No, not at all.
As long as you got
As long
it.
as we have it, yep. So we've been just trying to pick things that we can ramp up on.
Right.
I think Selena's doing a bunch of tests on icing
Okay.
because they're supposed to be like airy and melt, kind of like all the other stuff. Right now, which her last one's got a little better, but right now what they remind me of is the, what is it called? The royal icing that gets hard that they
Okay.
use the decorations with.
Right.
It's kind of like that. You kind of bite into it and you're
Gotcha.
and I'm not a big fan of icing to begin with. I like a little bit on a cake, but I'm not one of those people that like that cupcake with that icing that tall and you're like,
I hear you.
I'm not that guy. But yeah, other than that, now state candidate White Boyd rejects transphobia claim after a brewery cancels an event.
Yeah, and I don't know brewery. I don't know what the brouhaha was, but apparently she made a comment because I keep up with politics a little more than I should,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's a whole lot of concern and a lot of people take things too much to heart and such.
Mm-hmm.
And with David Suderline saying that they were going to stick, he supported the Department of Education's boys use the boys' room,
Mm-hmm.
girls use the girls' room, and Tricia said something about supporting the parental rights,
Right.
to try and draw back a little bit from the last governor's race.
Right.
And and so somebody has called that transphobic.
Okay.
And so they had the brewery in Salem canceled her event.
Oh wow. Yeah. This world has gotten crazy with that stuff.
It really is. And whether I agree with you or disagree with you, the answer is always more discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, you can agree to disagree and walk away.
Exactly.
Just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean that you're racist or transphobic or hate, people with blonde hair.
Right.
You have your own opinions. I have my own opinions, and we both have different opinions. We just really
we get along great. We don't agree on everything.
No, not at all. And most people don't. And if you do, there's a problem there too.
Exactly. That ain't healthy.
I mean, and talking about the changes and things like that, Carillion, and this is something that I have to look more into, but Carillion, when your child turns 12, you lose access to their My Chart.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That way, anything they talk to the doctor about is private.
Cool, bill them.
Yeah, that's right. I should, because and we got a thing, we didn't know how it would affect us, but on Monday Tegan went to the doctor
Right.
to make sure she didn't have strep or anything like that.
Right.
And we went to pull up the My Chart. We can only access her growth chart. That's it.
That seems odd.
Yeah, we can't access her records at all, and it's because she turned 12, and so Carillion removes access. She is not an adult yet.
No.
Therefore, she don't have any privacy.
Right. I believe
That's me as an old school parent, but she has no privacy.
I'm pretty sure the way my daddy explained it to me was, as long as I am financially and morally responsible for you, your rights are mine, and I will divvy them to you as I see fit.
Yeah. Yeah. So all those parents out there with the
Gus is here.
there's Mr.
Sorry, didn't mean to
Gus.
interrupt.
That's all good. All the parents out there that have those younger children, just know when they turn 12, you lose access to their My Chart.
Yeah, I may have to check into that.
Right. I'm going to start taking her to the veterinarian.
see if there's a way around that. I mean, there are probably things about the girls at 12 that I'm not going to want to know.
Oh, well, good Lord, come talk to mine.
But it's, but Mary should have access to that. Who else is going to talk them through it?
Right. Yeah, I 100%.
There are things that go on about that time that, whether I agree or disagree with their decision, that's something a parent should be able to walk them through. Yeah,
Right.
I get it. Not all parents are good parents.
Right. But even at 12,
But it's not the hospital.
at 12, she can't legally sign something that says, "Hey, I'm okay with my parents looking at it."
Right.
She's 12.
Exactly. And she can't sign anything saying, "Hey, I don't want my parents to see this."
So Gunner says even for medical laws, 14 is considered power of medical something, or rather, like a 13-year-old cannot refuse EMS transport, but a 14-year-old can.
Huh.
Which is weird.
That is.
But yeah, at 12, I should be able to see, what the doctor's recommendations were. We go to the doctor with her. She ain't driving herself.
Exactly.
And we sit in the room with the doctor when he's looking at her.
Right. How you think you think she got here?
Now, if she's having to remove some type of clothing, I'll step out as the
Right.
dad.
Right.
Selena, I think, hangs out because that's their.
Right.
But as a dad, I'm not trying to see anything I'm not
Amen,
supposed
brother.
to.
I believe, because I don't know where the rules go, but my particular rule, as a guy, dad, grandpa, whatever, once I am no longer changing your diaper, I have no need to see you in that position. But the pull-ups, yep, love you, I'm out.
That's right. You pull those up yourself.
That's right.
But yeah, then you don't need Tegan. Tegan tells me everything about everything. I'm like, okay. Like, you know why? And I'm like, I don't want to know.
No, I don't, baby.
Even though she's number 4 out of daughters, so and I'll go buy tampons or whatever all day long.
Oh, I'll go buy it all day long. I
But
don't care about that.
I'm trying to talk about it.
Exactly.
So we'll move on now that we've talked about, and we don't go off the rails
Right.
much more. Applications are open for the bike rack program in the Roanoke area.
Yeah, apparently bikers are having a hard time finding a place to lock their bike up at.
Okay.
So Roanoke has put out a plan, and I think there's 3 people bidding to put more bikes and
Okay.
like more bike racks like downtown and around
Right.
the Greenway and stuff.
Okay. So in my head, I'm like, why are people putting bike racks on their car?
Right.
In my head, it's a bike rack for the cars, not
Right.
for downtown and stuff.
And like you were talking last week, they're talking about setting up something for service workers downtown to where they don't have to.
And we're back again.
Would it really be us if there wasn't a technical? I think I lost the screen.
My computer just decided to.
Time is elapsing like they're still alive. We are still alive, Gunner. Jeez, man.
Yeah, for whatever reason, StreamYard's what we use, and they didn't shut us down. Nobody could see us. But when I went back into StreamYard, it said we were live and put us back in.
Okay.
So I don't know. Computer decided it was going to stop, and I was like, maybe because it died on me. And I look, and we're at like 40% battery, 46% battery.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's our.
But anyway, where did we lose you?
Oh, the bike racks and things like that.
Yeah, I guess to get past all the parking fees downtown, because dear Lord, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
People are probably riding a lot of bikes. So I think they're just looking for bike racks to.
Okay, I think
there.
that's reasonable.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
because well, I don't know. Net neutrality. That just they had that $15,000 worth of bikes stolen at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
I parked my bike and you got a whole bike rack to choose
and
from.
and then they stole crap from Habitat for Humanity. Who does that?
Yeah. So now you got a lot of bikes to choose from if they're gonna put a bunch of them down through there.
Right. Now you got to bring channel locks.
Can you guys hear us okay since we've already had drama? Maybe.
Maybe kind of, sort of.
All right. We'll just continue on like they can hear us, and
Yeah.
if not, it's just two old guys talking about a water cooler.
That's right. That's right. Now, speaking of Habitat for Humanity, single mom Aubrey Wood got her keys to her Habitat for Humanity home this past weekend.
That's awesome.
I love all those stories.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
this week, I was showing a house out in Franklin County,
Right.
and I thought Habitat for Humanity
purpose?
was. Yeah, absolutely. That's where they wanted to be.
Right.
So I thought Habitat for Humanity typically built houses like in the cities and things like that.
Right.
No, just the old country road. There was a sign in the yard, and Habitat for Humanity Franklin County was building a house there,
Oh, nice.
and it was almost finished. But
I like it.
so yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'd never seen a rural
Right.
type of Habitat for Humanity house.
Right.
Harder
Yeah,
to steal out that way, though.
Oh, no, it's easier. Ain't nobody out there looking.
That's right. That's right.
But, maybe as a team we'll have to get with Habitat for Humanity, see if we can't get in on one of those.
Volunteer,
building
and I've done it a couple times. It's fun. They make you paint
jobs. Okay.
typically.
I can paint. Not well, but I can paint.
Right. Roanoke attorney Patrick Kinney acknowledges billing errors amid sex for help allegations against the judge.
Yeah. Now, when I read the story, I'm still not sure what billing errors, what they were calling billing errors.
Right.
It was a little confusing to me.
Wonder if he's billing extra or
Right,
know.
or
billing for the help.
billing, $2,500 paid in full without a check. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
The billing does not match the accounting.
Right.
You
You got to watch the hospital bills like that too, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I never had an epidural.
Right. Oh man, and if you have, I'm telling you, my first wife, yeah. To this day, I don't know what that epidural cost. This is the best money I've ever spent. I don't know if it's the best $15 I ever spent or the best $1,500 I ever
Right.
spent. I do not know, do not care. It is the best money I ever spent.
That's awesome.
So. But yep, Donald Humphreys, missing 74-year-old. They came up and they found him out on Orange Avenue, I believe Monday morning, maybe
Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Um,
And this week, the towers on Melrose, they open up this week too, don't they? Talking to Orange
Yes,
Avenue, where they
yeah,
kind of combine in there, yeah.
yeah,
So the
yeah,
towers
that should
open this
open.
week.
That should have. Yeah, I think they're starting to rent already, and then next week they should have the grand opening.
I'm glad Mr. Humphreys was found safe too.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's always got to be scary, and I wonder if it's an Alzheimer's thing or.
And most of them usually are at that age.
I know my birth mother had some brain damage from some medicine she took, and very forgetful, and they ended up having to put her into an adult home that had a fence around it
Oh, wow.
because she would just wander off.
Right.
And I lost contact with her because she would forget that she called me. And so I would answer the first couple calls, and then she would call me like 30 times a day.
Right.
Finally, I'd answer. I'd be like, hello? Hey, I haven't talked to you in so long. Mom, we just talked like an hour ago. Oh, I forgot. So, but yeah, she would wander off. So she ended up out in Draper, Virginia, because that home actually had a fence around it to where if she wandered, she wasn't getting around out of the fence.
Right. Well, because we ended up moving Mom out here. Part of it was her falling, but, I'd be talking to her, so she's obviously on the phone in the car.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and she's just lost as can be. Okay, well, what do you see to your right? What do you see to your left? And what she's explaining, I'm like, yeah, go to the next light, take a right. It will take you to the house.
Right.
She's been driving this road for 35 years.
You see kites? You're in Kitty Hawk, girl.
Exactly.
You got to get back on that bypass and head towards the Chesapeake.
You know, oh my God, go to the next light. It'll be a Mercer's. Take a right.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, if Gunner's still on here, I'm going to hold him to it.
All right.
I told him that as I got older, if I started losing my mind or started becoming an issue for everybody,
Right.
he's promised he's going to put me down. So
Right.
he was a kid when he said he was going to do that.
Right.
So I'm going to hold him to it, though.
Well, Alex,
He was over 12, so he's got to.
right, so he could consent.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Henry, 36-year-old Covington man, Jared Wolf, arrested on child solicitation.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
I was going to say we both have young kids, so I'm leaving this alone. That's all
Yeah.
I had to say.
Yeah.
He's been charged.
That's right. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
just, there's no sense in it.
No.
Period. And you die if that happens. Gunner said as far as putting me down, he might lose his EMT license.
Only if you get caught.
That's right. Ain't nobody got to know because
Exactly.
we already talked about, Gunner can be part of that.
I got 2 acres in a creek. I don't want him gone, but if you see fit,
Yeah.
we got room for him.
Well, Gunner can be part of this, though. As he puts me down, you got to take me to the lazy river because I'm going to weekend at Bernie's.
That's right. That's right.
And actually, we could weekend at Bernie's, and he could put me down while we're in the
We'll just take
while
him
we're in the lazy
take him
river.
to Water Country or Great Wolf Lodge in Williamsburg, and just he can go from alcohol poisoning.
That's right.
We'll find a route.
That's right. I mean,
Take him to the brewery, dump him in a vat,
I just
then we'll
want
take him to.
see how long it's going to take him to find me.
That's right. Not that I have a plan. Not that I have a plan.
That's right. We're going to get a plan. And if it's my last will and testament, can you argue with that?
It was his dying wish, Your Honor.
Now, I see the rings being more and more valuable, and as we move through, the future and things like that, because Henry County Police released the doorbell footage of for homicide suspects that killed 3.
Well,
no, it's 3 people. They didn't kill 3.
It's
It's
3
3 people.
suspects that they found on the ring
Right.
doorbell, or the doorbell, whichever one it was.
And I think what's so weird is that the Ring's cameras are awesome.
Oh yeah,
But you go to a gas station or these little, have you seen this person shoplifting?
right.
You can't, it's all blurry looking like Bigfoot running through the woods.
Exactly.
Why, just get the Ring doorbells and put them up in your shop.
Exactly. That way, then we got a shot at identifying this guy.
Yeah. But I see that more and more, but I know they were trying to pass legislation to where the police could access that anytime they wanted to.
Right.
I don't agree with that.
No.
I don't agree at all. But anyway.
The next week, I promise we will have much happier news. I promise. I'm not even going to write it down if it's all like this in a line. Man arrested after allegedly assaulting a Galax police officer at the Sheets down there in Galax.
Wonder if he was drinking.
Yeah,
Seems like
I'm gonna bet.
those Southwest Virginia type, dude
Right.
shot himself. Dude tried to shoot his girlfriend or wife,
Right, but it
and
wouldn't
gun
go
didn't
off.
go off,
Yeah.
and all of that was alcohol related.
Well, and just Galax, I know there's a rehab joint down there. Y'all got a McAdoo's down there.
Mm-hmm.
I like your building a lot better than the one in Galax.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the one in Christiansburg. The one in Christiansburg is a little pain in the butt to find.
See, I don't know that I've been to that one. I've been to the one in Radford. There used to be, and I don't know if it still is, in Marion, there was one.
Okay.
And then downtown Salem and
Right.
Roanoke and Vinton. I'm not a fan of Vinton, of the McAdoo's there.
I don't know that I've been to that one.
I've never
remember
gotten-
when it grand opened.
Right. I've never gotten good service there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I work there, but I don't walk in going, hey, I'm bartender down there or whatever.
Right.
go in, and like the first time I went in, I sat at the bar just to eat because I'm a bartender, so I'd like to give that money back to the bartenders.
Right.
Sat there for 20 minutes, and the bartenders were standing at the other end talking, never acknowledged I was there.
Oh,
so
wow.
I just got up and left. And then the other time I was there, my food was all messed up, and the server was, I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't. But we have a lot of regulars that live in Vinton.
Right.
They're excited when Vinton opened, but the regulars come to our bar now. And they'll even text me, hey, Rob, you got spots at the bar?
Heck yeah.
And we make a spot if we don't.
Right.
Gunner said, oh, no, never mind. This one, there's a sheet of Galax.
I don't know.
It's right beside the what is it? The Dollar General.
Dollar Tree, Dollar General.
It's right beside the Dollar General, probably. There's some everywhere. He says he hasn't had any luck with the Vinton McAdoo's either.
Okay.
And then Gus eats at the McAdoo's down in Bluefield.
Okay.
And Gus did not know. We
Y'all
chatted.
got one in West Virginia?
Yeah.
Nice.
We had, I think they actually may have had one in Beckley. I don't know that they still do. And we had some down in North Carolina too.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still there or not either.
Right.
I don't keep up. I'm happy to keep up with mine, and
Right.
I'm just there to meet people and make fun of them.
Right.
Pretty much.
I'll sell you a house. Do you want some of this? By the way, I got liquor too.
Yeah. And I got candy in the car if you want candy. Here, try this candy.
Right.
Yeah, I've never had any luck with the McAdoo's in Vinton at all.
Okay.
So who knows?
Well, I mean, it wasn't quick service at Galax, but I mean, the food was good. The server was
Good.
nice when you saw him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Joe Gibbs Racing visits Virginia Tech this week, or has visited Virginia Tech for their helmet lab. And I know they're doing a lot with helmets for football and for racing and stuff like that. They're putting a lot of sensors in them. And
yeah, because I mean, in racing, they're just trying to, I don't know what kind of sensors they're putting in there, but they don't get as much use as football, but when they do, it's a lot worse than football.
Right.
So, I think they're just trying to get all the info they can.
Yeah, and I mean, that's awesome, but on the backside, racing, not so much. But I think a lot of these studies and things they've done has really impacted how football is played now compared to when we used to.
Oh, yeah.
To watch and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember getting hit like both sides one time on a tackle, and I got up and got in the wrong huddle.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and they're like, hey, you're over there, and they shoved me that way. I probably should have come off the field, but no, I got back in my huddle, and we ran more plays.
We used to call it a zinger. Now you got to go through concussion protocol.
Yeah, and I understand protecting, but on the other side of that is that these pro football players and things like that, they knew what they were getting into before they started playing and signed those multi-million-dollar contracts.
Exactly. At $8 million a year, I want you out there on crutches. I am paying you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see you run down the field.
That's right.
You may not be the fastest on the field, but you're giving it your best.
Block with that crutch.
That's right. That's right.
But, so the Omni Homestead Resort in Hot Springs, Virginia, just reopened after a $150 million rehab.
It's a beautiful place. I haven't, looked at the rehab yet, but it's a beautiful place up there.
I don't know that I've ever been there, but I don't know that I've been to an Omni that I didn't walk in and go, okay, they did this right.
Right. Yeah, some of those hotels are ghetto, but
yeah,
no, it's a beautiful.
And
the whole area
Omni
is
usually
gorgeous.
gets rid of it before it goes too far down. They usually sell it to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So 150 million in it. Should be beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
Bobby, the world's oldest dog, dies at 31 years old.
I don't know. I love our dog. I mean, to the ends of the earth. I don't know that I want him for 31 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
He is 6 now. That's another 25
Yeah.
years. I don't know that I can handle a 100+ pound dog at 75.
Right.
Layla, you're going to have to take him to college, girl. I love you.
That's but I also, I mean, 31 years is a hell of a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, my oldest is turning 30 this year. And so I'm like, hey, he's a year older than Kenyon.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy. But I love big dogs.
Right.
But they also have the least life
Shortest
expectancy. And so Earl, I think he was 11 when he passed. He was a Great Dane.
Okay.
At his prime, he was 225 pounds.
That's a lot
So
of dogs.
big boy. And that was Canyon's buddy. You know,
Okay.
I mean, it was our family dog, but Canyon and Earl had bonded. And I would come in, and Earl wasn't supposed to be in the bed or on the couch, but I'd come in and check on kids at night before I go to bed. And
Right.
Earl and Canyon are spooning. And then I go in, and Canyon's got his arm around him, and then I go back in, and Earl got his paw around Canyon. But when he passed, we knew he was going downhill and getting worse, and we probably should have put him down. But Canyon was off at VCU.
Okay.
And when he passed, he waited till Canyon came in for the weekend,
Oh, wow.
and he passed. It was like a Friday afternoon. I was headed to Christiansburg to do something, some kind of work related. I got the call from Canyon going, hey, but he waited until, I mean, at least in my head, that's what happened.
Right.
He waited till Canyon came in.
Okay.
So I do wish that I would have had, I wish that I'd had more time with Earl.
Oh, without a doubt.
Now, Gunnar said, a dog that was born in the 1900s.
Way back then.
That's right. Just like your older brother, Canyon, he was born in the late 1900s. Gunnar was too. He's 99. He's a 1999 child.
Okay.
So, so Roanoke we're now 0 days without an accident or without a homicide.
Yes, as of 2:10 this morning.
We ought to keep that board. Oh, next week we're going to have it on the back here.
This one will start being this many days since our last shooting.
Since our last homicide, yeah.
You know.
Has to be. So we're 0 days without a homicide. The police are investigating. One person was killed. 2 people were hurt in a shooting on Hunt Avenue about 2:10 this morning.
Yeah, $800 a hunt.
Yeah. Just go. Nothing happens good after midnight.
Exactly.
Straight up.
Absolutely.
If you're out after midnight, nothing good is going to happen to you.
Yeah. Apparently, the court denies the stop work effort for the Mountain Valley Pipeline. It's just going to go forward.
Mm-hmm. Who's got the money to keep filing these lawsuits to stop it? You know, it's eventually going to just happen. And I know that every thing that changes has to have a fight to it.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you about another fight today. I thought I was going to witness one today at Walmart. But all the changes happen with fights, but some of those things you just can't stop.
Right.
It's only delaying the inevitable.
Right. But sometimes you do need your voice heard. You know, make sure the argument is made. But at some point, you got to understand that you're throwing good money at bad.
Yeah.
At bad results.
Absolutely. Now Gunner's got good news.
Oh yeah.
Right there. Said
we have gone 1 day without a major semi.
Has
it been a
81.
full day? Has it been a full day?
Has it been 24 hours? Because the day's not over, Gunner.
No.
So Gunner works for VDOT now.
Right.
And so they give him a section of the interstate to just...
Oh, God, did he have that
to
one
circle.
yesterday?
I don't know. Gunner, did you have that one yesterday? But a couple weeks ago, we pulled into the gas station. I think I talked about this. Pulled in the gas station in Fincastle to Tegan and I share a Dunkin' stick. You know, the little Debbie Dunkin' stick. There's 2 in a pack. So we share one. Usually I'll get a coffee because I'm always running too early.
Right.
In my head, I'm running late, but then by the time we get to that gas station, which is about 5 minutes away from the farm, I'm like, oh, man, we're like 30 minutes early.
Right.
I'm going to get a coffee, and then we share a Dunkin' stick.
But the morning you don't leave that early, 81's going to be screwed.
Yep, that's exactly right. And it's bad. I mean, you could hit Route 11, but it's going to be backed up, too, if there's a wreck. But so a couple weeks ago, we were there going in to get the Dunkin' stick and the coffee, and Gunner was in the parking lot getting ready to go get gas there with his VDOT truck.
Nice.
So now, the last 2 weeks, though, every time we go in, she's eyeballing to see. Yeah, she's looking for Gunner
Right.
to see if he's there. I don't think she understands he gets different. Like last Wednesday, I messaged her. I was like, I think I was supposed to bring you something, but I forgot, and I'm so sorry. And he's like, that's okay. I'm in the Christiansburg area today instead of that way.
Right.
So who knows? But yeah, that's something I guess for her to look forward to.
Right.
Fairview Cemetery will have American flags on graves of veterans on the 28th.
Yep. On tomorrow from 9 to 11.
Okay.
Did you say the Boy Scouts were helping with
The
that?
Boy Scouts are helping out with that. So,
Okay.
which is awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I did not have time. He says they keep changing him over to Christiansburg or Salem. And then he said every time there is a he's in Salem every time there's a semi-wreck.
Nice.
Now, were you on that one yesterday? I'm not sure how it'll work this. Oh well, we'll wait for him.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
but it's VDOT, so windshield time pays the same.
Yeah.
On out to Christiansburg.
That's right. And I think I'm not that I have a say so. He a grown man,
Right.
but I think I feel more comfortable with him working for VDOT than his last job where he worked at AMR.
Right.
Not that AMR is a bad company, but he drove ambulance and
Right.
in this world and time.
Yeah. Yeah, because we are nowhere near in Roanoke where Tidewater is, or has been for quite some
Mhm.
time. But I mean, I know that there were more than a couple calls out there where, they would shoot at the ambulance driver. They would order a pizza and just to rob them.
Right.
So I like him with VDOT more than
Absolutely.
ambulance too.
And he was part of that yesterday.
Poor guy.
I know. So, Gunner, do you just kind of sit in your truck? Because I think he's got the lights, the kind of warning
Right.
type lights. Do you just sit in your truck while they're cleaning that up, or is there something else? Do they come pick you up and you do something else?
Right.
That's a good question. I don't know if I like our background. We're just now seeing the bigger picture here. And my neck
Right.
hurts. I'm like, so I didn't have time this week, and I failed us as far as events this weekend,
Right.
but there's a million of them.
Yeah.
Now, people have asked, when is trick-or-treating? When is trick-or-treating in Roanoke? When is trick-or-treating is on the 31st.
Right. On Tuesday.
There are lots of events this weekend that have trunk or treats. There are a lot of churches and things like that.
Right.
I usually use visitblueridge.com or whatever,
Right.
and it gives us a lot of events. So go there, and
Well,
hopefully,
and there's two of them up here. There's a trunk or treat at 6951 Beck Creek Road on Saturday at 4.
okay.
So
But
bring soup.
yeah, so there's lots of different events. The haunted houses are going on.
Oh,
He is.
he is in charge.
So for instance, like he's in command till the incident manager shows up, and then okay. So do you have to clean up or anything like that?
Respect my authority.
That's right. I'm the boss around here. You pull up your drawers.
That's right. I'd be the first one. Respect my authority.
See, at McAdoo's, I'm able to. I use the I'm busy type look. I'm like, because if they're standing around, they have no ice or they have no tea or whatever. I'm like, hey, could you do me a favor real quick? Could you make some tea? and that way, he said it's all Towing's job to clean up. And so I've tried to teach some of the senior servers to do the same.
Right.
Like, hey, if you walk back there and look like you're busy, even if you're not,
Right.
hey man, could you do me a favor? Could you make some tea real quick? Could you fill that ice up for me?
Right.
They'll do it.
gotta
And
go
then they
find-
don't get their feelings hurt that you're not the boss and you're trying to boss them.
Right.
Now, for me, most of the time I'm just like, just get some ice. I'm the grumpy old man there.
Make yourself useful.
Now, I did propose that we do a dodgeball every month.
Okay.
The general manager loved the idea. So some people I'd like to leave a red mark on the side of their head.
Kayla's not allowed to throw anything right
That's
now.
right. I've already had a couple signs put up. of me being a bully.
Uh-oh.
It's one of those things. I'm from the age group that if you are scheduled to work, you work.
Right.
If you need off and you can't get somebody to cover your shift, you work.
You show up.
Yeah, you work. You tell your people, hey, I forgot to ask off and I got to work. I'll be there afterwards. And so we've had a couple people, but one of the girls.
I'll work with you on a funeral, on a parental funeral.
Yeah.
But you need to show up with an obituary.
Yeah. But we have too many people who are like, oh, I forgot that my friends are coming in this weekend, or it's that stuff there. And so this girl had just started. She worked one night. The next day she was supposed to do a double. Well, she called out. She tried to call out in our little server group chat, and somebody's like, nah, you need to call the restaurant. You can't just call out on our group chat.
Right.
There are no managers here. And so she's like, oh, okay, I'll call. And I was like, dang, you hadn't even worked here 32 minutes and you're already calling out. That wasn't nice.
Right.
And I was like, but it's truthful.
Right.
This is your it'll be your second full day and you're already called out.
You're not even off of probation yet.
So I come into work and there's a sign hanging where the schedules are. We are in no bullying.
Oh, Jesus.
And we're not going to bully. And I'm like, oh,
I wasn't bullying. I was telling her she had a schedule to keep.
Yeah. And so I want to go back to talk about the Mountain Valley pipeline thing and the people, protesting and stuff like that.
And lawsuits.
So I went to Walmart today. I had to get no candy, believe it or not.
Okay.
But I did have to get a container for candy. But so I went to Walmart, standing in line. I do not participate in the self-checkouts.
Right.
I believe that somebody needs to ring me up. That's what they're paid for. I go into that establishment. I don't work there. I worked there for like 2.5 days, and I didn't like it.
Right.
So I'll stand in line for an hour if I have to.
Right.
Just to make sure somebody rings me up. If there's only a self-checkout line, I'll make the self-checkout attendant ring me up.
Oh, okay.
I'll be like, hey, could you just ring me up? And they'll ring me up. That's their job.
Right.
So today I'm standing in line. The lines are long. They only have 2 registers open. And yeah, I know, surprise. And so both ends of the Walmart were at Clearbrook. I had the self-checkouts and stuff, but the lines were long.
Right.
And so I'm standing there, and one lady's like, they need to open up some more lines. All of a sudden, some guy in the back screams, he's in line too, he's like, hey, y'all need to open up more lines. And then some other old man's like, we're not cattle, and we're not going to do your job. And then somebody else like, I don't even work here, and I'm not. And I was like, oh my gosh. I told Tegan, I was like, we're getting ready to see an uprising up in this place. And I mean, they were just yelling and nasty.
If we all bum rush, the greeter can't get us off.
Yeah. And so then they open up one more line. And then the lady over here, somebody's getting ready to go over there. Hey, I was here first. And like butting people. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I was actually before her, but I ain't trying to fight nobody up in Walmart.
Right.
So I looked at Tegan and I said, I think we're just going to stay where we're at because we're okay here. We only had like 2 people in front of us. Right. I was like, we're okay here. But they were just pushing, for... Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. And they're like, we don't even work here. I'm tired of coming in. I mean, it was just like, oh, wow.
And Kroger's getting just as bad, if not worse.
It's the same. And they even got that one with the belt where you can run.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to do a shuttle run one day. I know you remember the shuttle run when you're a kid with the erasers.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm going to ring something up, run to the end, bag it, ring it. I'm going to try that one day and just see.
Well, take as long as I can, and then when somebody comes and complains, well, this is how y'all taught me how to do it on the training video.
Yeah. And I've looked over when people are using it because they got that line that's usually open there, and then they have the self-checkout with the belt. And I'll usually look over and go, hey, when they're sending out our 1099s or our W-2s?
Right.
Do I need to get somebody to get you your employee discount?
Right.
And usually people just laugh. But Gunner's going back, topic of trunk or treat. There's a Roanoke County trunk or treat on Halloween from 4:30 to 8:30 games, hot dogs, candy, face paintings, and a petting zoo. Where's it at Roanoke County? Is it at the municipal building maybe?
Hard to say. Roanoke County.
Oh, no.
I don't know. It might be out there by the courthouse in Salem.
Could be. Yeah. We used to, when the kids were small and it was going to rain, we would do, and they actually had stores at that time.
Right.
We would do the trick-or-treating around Tanglewood Mall.
Man. Cove Road, yep, the municipal building.
Okay. So out at the administration buildings
Yeah.
out that way. Okay. Cool. Well, that's good to know.
That is.
Thank you, Gunner.
Thank you, sir.
But so yeah, there was no uprising, no fighting, but it was loud, and I was like, oh, like, we're not cattle. I'd hate to see him at Disney talking about we're not cattle because they can herd you very well.
Oh yeah, they even got the prods.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, what else this week? Everybody's hiring still.
Yeah, still everybody hiring. Our international superstar Seth Custer. I did see him post that he doesn't have any gigs until November, so
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing anywhere this weekend.
Now, Seth, we had a spot right here for you, brother.
We
You were
did.
supposed to be here, and you weren't.
Come on, man.
I know. We were trying to make it look pretty.
We still love you, man. We're sorry for whatever we did.
I put on deodorant.
Me no.
Oh, I got that 12-year-old home. If I stink, she gonna stink.
Right. So.
I know yesterday she was trying to hide behind a tree when I picked her up from farm school. And I was like, I can smell you.
Right.
She come running over barefooted. And she just I love the camaraderie that she has at farm school
Right.
and the things she's learned.
Well, good.
So she still don't like spiders though.
Really?
That's what she's studying this week in science, spiders.
Well, Layla and Cadence have become real happy with themselves. They'll pick up Granddaddy Longlegs and just kind of carry them anywhere
Okay.
to show you. And I can't get them to eat them, but you know,
They can't be very crunchy though.
probably not.
No,
Have
probably
you freeze
like,
dried any?
No, but we could. We try to keep the bugs out of there.
Right.
We even got like little ant traps to make sure we don't have the ant.
Right.
All the preventative things. And Chris came in yesterday, and our laundry room's a mess because we're storing a lot of stuff in there. We got to
Right.
rearrange our shelves. But then he went in the candy room. He's like, "Oh, it's all candy." I said, "Oh yeah, we don't. We're not trying to cross contaminate nothing.
Right.
It's all clean." We need to do a crunchy thing real quick. I'm gonna step aside real quick.
Right. And while he walks across the hall.
Dance for us or something.
Oh yeah, no. I charged to put clothes back on. But he's gonna walk across the hall, and just y'all keep an eye out on Facebook and maybe a little bit on YouTube over the next week. We officially have everything ready. We just have not made the proper videos to launch it. But No Renter Left Behind is a thing.
And there are a lot more programs out there right now that can help people buy a house with no money down.
Yeah.
There's a ton of grants out there, and I think the government and things like that are starting to see how hard it is for people to buy a house.
Right.
So hopefully, not that I'm for government intervention,
Right.
but something has to happen.
I'm against the government intervention, but if you're causing the problem, you got to be part of the solution.
Right.
You know, or I got to get rid of you in my industry.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Gus said they're hiring self-checkout and certified ground miners.
Huh.
What is a ground miner? They taste like spearmint. So we talking about two different things, maybe.
Right.
Talking about miners, when I used to work for a belting company, and that was the dirtiest, dreariest thing is going down in those coal mines.
Yeah.
I always like did a little celebration that if we went to a mine, like especially West Virginia area, we went to a mine and they had a picket line outside.
Right.
I'm like, woo! We don't cross picket lines. Right. We got to turn around, come home, and got paid.
Right.
So tonight's crunchy thing.
Oh, that's the same as Tuesday. Oh,
It
that's
is.
amazing.
It is. We're making them smaller now, so that's a half a piece of candy.
Nice.
That started out, that one dropped. And since Seth's not here, that was
Right.
his piece.
Gotcha.
And if he pops in here, I'm going to 5-second rule him.
That's right.
He can eat the one off the floor.
1, 2, 3.
So I don't think, actually, It did better this time. So that's what it looks like. Almost looks like it's got Rice Krispies in it, but it does not. So
It looks like a brownie.
it does kind of look like a brownie. It's not a brownie either. So here's what it. Oh, he says Granddaddy Longlegs tastes like spearmint. Thank you, Gus. Capture the next Granddaddy Longleg you see, and we'll eat them on air. We're going to try it.
We're going to go out front right now.
It did do, Gunnar said, did really well on the focus, and I think so too. But so that's what it looks like. What is y'all's guess on tonight's crunchy thing? Got $25. This has to be one of my favorite chocolate treats.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And to be honest with you, without getting too specific, I don't know if I don't know if I like those not freeze dried.
Yep, there's a lot of candy. Now I learned we just rolled out. Back here. We just Junior Mint. No, sir, it's not minty at all.
Gus said they'll take us off the air if we eat the Granddaddy long leg.
Oh no, I'm eating a Granddaddy long leg. If we find one, I'm going to taste it. I don't believe you, Gus.
I've been kicked out of better places.
That's right. I had 6 kids. I'm sure I've eaten something grosser than a Granddaddy long leg.
I used to eat mud pies on purpose.
So we're going to try that on air if we can get one. Any other guesses before we tell you what it was?
Mary, Gunner, Gus.
Gunner guessed Junior Mint, but couldn't be that. We did do peppermint patties this week. Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Are they?
Yeah, they're light and airy. And we do the miniature patties, which are about that big.
Right.
And I cut them in fourths.
Okay.
And then when I put them in the freeze dryer, when they come out, they're about that big, the fourths.
Okay. Well, yeah, because unfortunately, no.
Yep.
We're not a Hershey.
Not a Hershey Kiss. So chocolate, alone does not do anything.
Right.
It just melts.
Right.
It has to have some kind of caramel or something like that in it to do anything. Like we do the caramel M&Ms,
right.
The cold brew caramel. We have a s'mores M&M that we're going to try.
Okay.
I'm hoping the marshmallow puffs up on it. They were chocolate.
Yeah.
Very chocolatey, but not a Hershey Kiss. Oh, my new favorite. Everybody loves the Skittles and how it brings out the flavor.
Just blast of flavor.
Had many sweet tarts. We
Okay.
did those this week.
Right.
By far my favorite.
Uh-oh.
As far as the fruity candies.
Uh-oh, did we lose Mary?
I don't know. We got like 4 people
She
on
hasn't
here.
even tried I guess.
Mary probably knows. She smelled it on your breath on Tuesday when you got home.
Maybe.
She's like, what's that smell?
We're on diet. That doesn't smell like diet.
One of my kids was obsessed with Tegan's obsessed with popcorn now, but one of my other kids were obsessed with popcorn. And anytime they were in bed and Mac's wife and I made popcorn, he'd always come out and he's like, what's that smell? Like, nothing. Quite funny. All right, so Gunner. I didn't want to say names, Gunner.
Right.
They had 6 chances to get it.
Right.
He loved popcorn. He's like, what's that smell? I mean, it could be 11 o'clock at night. We're eating popcorn. He's like, what's that smell? Boy, go to bed. He was the cutest little kid. He would open up all of his presents and play with one at a time for like, we're like, hey, you got to come in here and finish off opening those presents.
Well, sometimes that's Jonathan.
Is it?
Yeah.
He loved vacuum cleaners.
He's very, very tunnel vision.
Focused on that. Yeah. All right. So I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing it right. I'm pronouncing it as Reason. I don't know if they call it a Raisin.
Raisin.
Yeah. It's the little chocolate caramels.
Riesen.
Yeah. So it's the little, he said, Conan and popcorn. He did. He would sit in our bed and eat popcorn with us and just belly laugh at Conan O'Brien for some reason. But so
I liked Conan when he first came out.
I did. Yep.
And I don't know if I like him today. I just haven't watched him as much the last 10 years.
We haven't had cable in the last 10 years to watch those type of shows anymore. I don't even watch the news. My news I get is typically before I Google it, during the week of our show.
Right.
I'm like, hey, what's the Roanoke news? And and I stay away as much as possible. I stay away from the national and federal news, but it doesn't always happen. Yeah. So what do you got planned this week?
Well, I know we have trunk or treat on Saturday at 4 o'clock at our house. That's going to turn into a soup and sandwich thing too. Tuesday we're going to find somewhere to take the kids trick or treating. Seems to me we have something going on. Oh, I did not forget. Is Mary gone? Cool. Our next to youngest grandkid, Cody, has his birthday party on Sunday. We're going to carve pumpkins over at their house.
That's cool. I watched somebody with a pumpkin carving idea. And they, cut the pumpkin out and got out whatever little guts. And then they took a mixer, a hand mixer, and stuck it in there and went around the edges. And then they were just able to scoop that stuff out very easily.
Oh, good.
For me, I think for me, it would get all tangled up.
Right.
It wouldn't work out the way it's supposed to. Gunner says he got some overtime and he has a beta testing set up for an app.
Gotcha.
He's doing a lot of programming and stuff like that and builds apps and so he's always done it. I remember we got him a laptop one year and I don't know that it was a week and he had already tried to reconfigure it and deleted Windows off his computer. Oops. Tried to swear, it fell off. It's like, look under your bed for, oh no, it just came off there. Yeah. So my goal was always to stay ahead of them when they were little.
Right.
As far as technology, I think I beat that, but then now that they're older,
now it's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's not. I don't have any battle for it.
And you're not financially and morally responsible for them now.
So no. As long as I don't see him on some kind of news show of,
America's Most Wanted.
He said he lost the Windows on 2 different laptops, trying to reprogram them.
Well,
So, we just have just work. I mean, just trying to get ready for the event. We did finally get a printer for the house that we could print our own labels, so I'm not having to come back and forth to the office and be like, oh my God, I got to print these labels. Because what happens is usually I print after our show on Thursday nights or during the day, and I'm already busy with stuff.
Right.
And so the other day I printed 15 pages of labels, just the back part, and only one of the front label.
Oh, wow.
So then I'm like, oh, dang, I got 15 pages of back, but I don't have any front.
Right.
Or, so it'll be a lot easier for us. And just the growing pains of, hey, are we doing the right thing? Are we growing enough? Or have we just, I know that Selena has the doubts of, hey, did we screw up and do this for nothing? But I think we have enough interest to.
Oh, I think so.
And we're getting a commercial license. Yeah, I don't know. But other than that, we are 100% launching our
No Runner
Left Behind this week. I've learned some new AI tricks that we can get our videos done pretty quickly.
Awesome.
We have the studio, so there's really no excuse but whatever excuses we have with
whichever ones we make up and allow.
That's right. So anything else for this week?
I don't think so.
You guys have anything out there? Any ideas for next week's show besides me eating a grande long legs? And so, Gus, you're going to have to be here for that.
Right.
I know sometimes Gus, he's been posting some videos, and maybe next week I'll get it. Gus has a whole home train, like a train and everything. Maybe we work out something to where we can go down and see Gus, or maybe on a Tuesday I can go down and visit Gus and get some video of his trains.
That's right.
If Gus is open to that. I ain't trying to invite myself to Gus's house, but
but we will drive if it's okay.
That's right. But I know you got to be in the car rider line at least by 11 to beat the other old man.
12:05, but yeah.
And I'm not
That's
sure
just
that Gus
insane.
is still with us or not either.
Hard to say.
Yeah. But anyway, if you watch us later, Gus, and you're not on here now, maybe
Let
we
us know.
schedule a time
Yeah.
and we'll go down there and peek at his train set up. And
Yeah, if you
things
don't
like that.
mind, we'd love to come see a train. I know I would.
Yeah. I've always wanted one. I have no place to put it.
Right.
I mean, as a kid, I was always enthralled with the train sets.
I got plenty of room for it, but I got 3 kids.
Yeah. They'll be
Yeah.
touching stuff all
Yeah.
the time. And it's not a cheap hobby.
No.
Yeah. Especially when you start adding some of the like little steam engines that actually do the steam, and
Right.
they're quite elaborate. So who knows? We'll go see Gus if he's up for that. If you guys have nothing else,